The year is 2247. Humanity, reaching for the stars, finally planted its flag on the red soil of Mars. Ares 7, our first permanent settlement, was a beacon of hope, a testament to our ambition. For 10 years, it thrived. Then, 3 months ago, the beacon went dark. Complete, absolute silence. That's where our story begins. This is the Odyssey, not just a ship, but humanity's most advanced rescue vessel, screaming through the black at near light speed. For weeks, the Odyssey was a bubble of quiet efficiency against the silent vastness. Rostova ran her crew through drills, simulations for every conceivable disaster. Catastrophic life support failure, solar flare emergencies, hostile encounters. But there was no protocol for this. No simulation for a silence so profound it felt like a presence, a weight pressing in on the ship from all sides. Dr. Thorne spent his days in the communication hub, running diagnostics, rerunning algorithms, hoping for a flicker, a stray signal, anything. All he got was the faint, whispery hiss of cosmic background radiation, the sound of an empty universe. As they entered Martian orbit, the planet itself seemed to resist them. A colossal dust storm, a swirling vortex of red iron oxide the size of North America, raged across the surface. It was an omen. Landing protocols were thrown out the window. This became a controlled crash. The Odyssey, a marvel of engineering, groaned under the strain as retrothrusters fought against the screaming winds. They touched down, hard, miles off target. The storm howled outside, a malevolent, planetary scream, rendering their long-range comms useless. They were alone. Once the storm subsided enough to see, Rostova assembled her excursion team. "Thorne, you're with me," she ordered, her voice clipped and professional over the comms. "We travel light. We stick together. We find out what happened to our people." They stepped out onto the Martian surface. The air was thin, the silence deafening, broken only by the crunch of their boots on the crimson sand. The landscape was alien, desolate, and beautiful in a terrifying way. In the distance, half buried under drifts of red dust, lay the Ares 7 habitat. It looked like a tomb. The approach was tense. The habitat's outer airlock was jammed, forced open by the shifting sands. They had to cut their way in. Inside, the emergency lights cast long, dancing shadows. The air was stale, but breathable. Life support still humming on a low-power backup. But the place was deserted. Not just empty, but abandoned. Half-eaten meals sat on tables, covered in a fine layer of red dust. Personal data pads lay open, displaying family photos. It was like 150 people had simply vanished in the middle of their day. There was no sign of a struggle, no bodies, no blood, just a chilling, profound emptiness. "Captain," Thorne's voice was a strained whisper. He was standing before a bulkhead, his flashlight beam trembling. "Look at this." Rostova joined him. Carved into the metal wall were symbols, dozens of them. They were complex, geometric, unlike any human language. They seemed to spiral and fold in on themselves, almost defying the flat surface they were etched on, and they were glowing, pulsing with a faint, sickly green light. Thorne ran a hand over them, his eyes wide with a mixture of academic fascination and raw fear. "This isn't writing," he breathed. "It's something else. It feels ancient." The symbols were everywhere. In the living quarters, the medbay, the command center, they covered every surface, a silent testament to the colonists' final days. In the main recreation area, they found a data. It was corrupted, flickering in and out, but they managed to piece together fragments of a video diary from a young geologist. Her face was gaunt, her eyes wide with a manic energy. She spoke of dreams. "We all have them now," she said, her voice a hushed, reverent whisper. "The planet ... It's singing to us, a song from beneath the dust. It's beautiful. It's calling us home." The log cut out. As Thorne tried to decipher the meaning of the symbols, Rostova's suit sensors picked up a faint energy signature. It was low frequency, rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. It wasn't coming from the habitat. It was coming from outside, from deep within a nearby chasm. Vajas Marineris. That's our only lead, Ristova declared. Her jaw set. Gear up. We're going spelunking. The descent into the chasm was treacherous. The energy signature grew stronger with every meter they descended, the rhythmic pulse vibrating through the soles of their boots. The symbols from the habitat started appearing on the canyon walls, glowing more brightly now, their impossible geometry seeming to twist the rock around them. Down in the deepest, darkest part of the chasm, Te fu un Italiano. It wasn't a cave or a natural formation. It was a structure, vast, black, and utterly alien. Its walls were not straight. They curved and angled in ways that made their eyes water and their heads spin. It was a place that shouldn't exist, a violation of Euclidean geometry. Non-Euclidean, Thorn gasped, stumbling back. It's physically impossible. The entrance was a perfect archway, a maw of absolute blackness. The energy signature pulsed from within, a silent invitation. Against every instinct, they stepped inside. The moment they crossed the threshold, reality fractured. The interior was not a room, but a space that was also a time, a place that was also a thought. The air shimmered, and the laws of physics began to fray. Gravity fluctuated, and colors they had no names for bled into their vision. Terrifying. Cosmic visions flooded their minds. They saw the birth of galaxies, the death of stars, the silent drift of eons across a cold, indifferent universe. They saw entities of pure energy, older than time itself, sleeping beneath the sands of Mars. They weren't invaders. They were the planet. They were a consciousness that had slumbered for millions of years, and the arrival of humanity had been its alarm clock. In the center of the impossible space, they found the source of the energy. It wasn't a machine. It was a single, obsidian monolith, 10 meters tall, pulsating with an internal light. At its base lay the datapad of the Ares 7 commander. Restova picked it up. His final log played, his voice eerily calm. "We were wrong," he said. "We came here to conquer a dead world, but it isn't dead. It was waiting. It didn't destroy us. It invite was to let go of these fragile bodies, this fleeting consciousness, to join it, to truly understand. It's not an end, it's a transcendence." The monolith pulsed, and Rostova felt the song the geologist had spoken of, a symphony of pure information that resonated in her very bones. It offered her everything, the answers to every question the universe had ever posed. Thorn was on his knees, weeping, overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the revelation. But Rostova stood firm. She looked from the monolith to her own gloved hands. She had dedicated her life to exploring the physical universe, to pushing humanity's boundaries. Was this the final frontier? She raised her hand. The helmet cam, still recording, captured the moment. Her fingers, clad in the orange and white of her spacesuit, reaching out, about to make contact with the pulsating, otherworldly surface. The monolith flared with an intense, silent light, and her radio cut to static. The last sound from the Odyssey mission was the empty, endless hiss of space. What happened to Captain Riss? Did she accept the planet's invitation, or did she resist? We may never know. The Odyssey's logs were all that returned to Earth, a black box from a ghost ship. Mars is silent once more. But now, when we look at that red dot in our night sky, we have to wonder, is it empty? Or is it just waiting? Thank you for watching. If you enjoy diving into these cosmic mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you and miss our next journey into the unknown. Stay curious. Stay curious.